sports betting is a super popular form of entertainment, not just here in the UK, but all over the world. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself, if sports betting is so popular, then why does hardly anybody make any money from doing it? Now, of course, we can all have a winning bet here and there, but if our losses from our losing bets outweigh our wins from our winning bets, and we have to continually hit the deposit button in our bookmaker accounts, the bookmaker wins and we lose money. So in this video, I'll show you why sports betting isn't just about picking winners, and it's certainly not about predicting the future, and I'll show you how you can go from a losing punter like the vast majority of people that bet here in the UK into a winning punter which makes money month after month after month. So hi, my name's Liam and I've been in the sports betting world professionally for the last 5 years. I started off betting on rubbish value bets such as accumulators or parlays and losing money with the bookmakers, and I eventually ventured into the world of arbitrage and match betting, where I ended up earning thousands of pounds off the bookmakers, and all that subsequently led me to where I am today, trading price movement in horse racing markets on the Betfair exchange. So I have made a lot of money in the world of betting, and I do believe this qualifies me to answer the question of this video. Okay, so first up we need to answer what sports betting isn't. Whatever the bookmaker is trying to market towards you is pretty much what sports betting isn't. The bookmaker wants as many of their customers as possible to bet on rubbish value bets which don't make sense mathematically, and their marketing centres around trying to achieve this. So sports betting is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It certainly isn't about following tipsters that you've found on X, where they just get a kickback on any losses that you take when you go through their referral link. And it's definitely not about picking winners and celebrating those big wins that come along with it. In actuality, professional sports betting is less about gut feeling and emotion, and it's all about probability. So sports betting is all about finding small edges and small mathematical advantages when you place your bet. And the thing that we use to measure that is probability. So if we take a traditional coin toss, the probability of the coin landing on heads is 50%. And the probability of the coin landing on tails is also 50%. And if we convert that into betting odds, that would obviously represent 1-to-1 in fractions and 2.0 in decimal odds. However, a bookmaker that's pricing up a market would actually present you with something a little bit more like this. Now, this could just as easily be a boxing match between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, or a darts game between Luke Littler and Luke Humphries, or it could even be a football market as well. So as we can see, the bookmaker is actually pricing up heads at 10 to 11 or 52.4% chance. Now, to make it a little bit more simple, we'll just use decimal odds going forward as opposed to fractions. So the odds of the coin being flipped and landing on heads with the bookmaker is decimal odds of 1.91. Even money, or 50% chance, in decimal odds is represented as 2.0. Now, with our bookmakers market formed, let's say we want to place a £10 bet on the coin landing on heads. If we flip the coin and it lands on heads, brilliant, we win our bet, and therefore we make our profit of £9.10 after minusing our £10 stake. But remember, the true odds of the coin actually landing on heads is 2.0, so the fair payout for the coin landing on heads would actually be £20, with a £10 profit after minusing the £10 stake. So you can see quite clearly, if we win our bet, the bookmaker is shortchanging us. We should gain £10 of profit based on the true probability of the outcome occurring. However, the bookmaker is only providing us with £9.10 of profit because they price their odds shorter than what the true price should be. And of course, if the coin lands on tails, we can wave goodbye to our £10 stake anyway. So now we know the potential profit or the potential loss we have from placing our bet and the true probability of the outcome occurring in the first place, we can now work out the expected value. Now, expected value, or EV for short, is the magical betting formula which you need to determine whether or not you've got a valuable bet and you should put your money down on it, or whether the bookmaker is trying to rip you off and have your pants down and you should throw it away as quickly as possible. We simply work out the profit on the win times by the probability of the win plus the profit on the loss times by the probability of the loss. So as you can see, placing this bet is bad. It has a negative expected value. The average result of placing the bet over and over and over again is a loss of minus 45p. And there are loads of EV betting calculators online which will do this really easily for you as well. Now, of course, you might be saying to yourself, well, I still could win the bet and win £9.10 of profit. Even though I should be getting £10 of profit, I'm getting £9.10 of profit, and that is better than nothing, which is true. However, you might just put £5 into a slot machine and win £50 back on your first spin. But as we all know, if you keep playing on slot machines like this, you're going to lose much more money than than what you started with. Now this works exactly the same with betting odds as well. If you keep placing bets on negative expected value outcomes, granted here and there you can have some nice wins like you would with a slot machine, but over the long term the law of large numbers will get on top of you, and what will happen is your profit long term will tend to converge towards that accumulative negative expected value that you've been taking on your bets. Now the Bookmakers Goal as a multi-million-dollar marketing company, which is effectively what they are, is to try and convince you as the punter to bet on their odds, which is shorter than the true odds of the outcome occurring. If they succeed and trick you into doing this, the bookmakers know that now and again you'll get some nice wins which will suck you further and further into the rabbit hole. But as you keep betting on negative expected value bets with the odds shorter than what the true odds are, over the long term the bookmaker will win more money off you than you win off them. And therefore, unfortunately, you will be viewed as an asset to their business. Potentially a short-term winner, but almost certainly a long-term loser. So to win at betting, we need to place bets on odds higher than what the true odds truly are. For example, with the coin toss, we know that the true odds of the coin landing on heads is 1-to-1, or 2.0, or 50% chance. So if the bookmaker has a mispricing on their coin toss and they're offering 11-to-10, or 2.1, or 47.6% chance, we should bet on this outcome because it represents a positive expected value bet. Now betting like this takes what the bookmaker is trying to do to you, reverses it and starts using their own game against them. Now of course at this point you're probably asking, how do we work out the true probability of a sporting event occurring in the first place? Now if you're into your maths, you could come up with a really complicated mathematical model and run lots of simulations on a sporting event to try and work out the true chance of that event occurring. However, this is all really complicated. I certainly couldn't do that efficiently myself, and a lot of other people wouldn't be able to do that very well either. So the easiest way to do this without being a super impressive maths geek is by using something called beating the CLV, or closing line value. Now we can do this by using the Betfair exchange as a benchmark. Now the exchange is full of smart minds, and it's widely regarded throughout the industry that the price just before the start of a sporting event is the most efficient and the fairest price that you can get. The Betfair exchange's price just before the start of a sporting event is the closing line value, or the CLV. So in a nutshell, if the Betfair exchange's start price is 3.0 and you can get a price with a bookmaker of 3.2 just before the start of a sporting event, we will have very likely taken a positive expected value bet and we'll be having the bookmakers off. If we manage to get the same price with the bookmaker as the CLV and the same price on the Betfair exchange, we will have taken a neutral expected value bet and will effectively be flipping coins with a bookmaker at odds of evens. And of course the negative, if we manage to get a price with the bookmaker which is shorter than the closing line value with the Betfair exchange, it's likely we're going to have taken a negative expected value bet like pretty much every other one of the bookmaker's customers, and the bookmaker will be more than happy to laugh their way to the bank. Now of course doing this manually would take a heck of a lot of hard work, and there are some really good pieces of software out there which will speed up the process for you if you want to start taking positive expected value bets. I would recommend checking out the Odds Matcher by OddsMonkey. I have a free trial of OddsMonkey if you want to use it. I'll leave the link down below in the description box of this video. Now this software will allow you to compare all the different bookmakers' odds across any sporting event that you want, and on top of that this software will allow you to compare all the different bookmakers' prices to the Betfair exchange closing line value as well. And the way in which this works, if you find ratings on this odds matcher above 100%, as close to the sporting event as you can possibly get, this represents the fact that the bookmaker's price is higher than the closing line value price with the Betfair exchange. Now I just want to say really quickly, betting is of course supposed to be fun, and I don't want to put a downer on it by talking about all this maths. I also appreciate that a lot of people might not resonate with this at all. They'd rather keep their bets recreational and keep betting solely as a hobby, which is absolutely fine if that's you and you want to just keep your betting as a hobby. Totally fine, I get it. But I just wanted to make this video to illustrate exactly how the betting industry works and exactly how the bookmaker makes money out of pretty much all of their punters. And ultimately how you can flip that process on its head, start playing the bookmakers at their own game and start making money off them month on month and year on year. Now beating the closing line value, or the CLV, isn't the only way that you can beat the bookmakers and make money every single year from your betting. There's actually a sneaky hack you can use in the world of casino games, and if you check out this video, which I've just linked on screen right now, I'll show you exactly how you can do that step by step.